You gotta draw.
All right. Welcome, everyone. This is The Conduit. Getting started a little bit early here for our 2 o'clock meeting with the Kitsap Housing and Homeless Coalition. It's going to take place down at the Norm Dix building. But if you're watching here, you know that you'll be able to watch it virtually. Wanted to make a quick announcement before I head on down there. The severe weather shelters are open this evening. So if you know anyone who needs to get to the shelter, we're asking you to put the information out. Folks can call 211 or 360-373-3000 to get folks to the shelter. And then in the morning, we will take them to where they need to go. No one should be unhoused under these conditions. Now, the following shelters are open today: the Port Orchard United Methodist Church, Silverdale United Methodist Church, and Village Green Community Center in Kingston. Again, the severe weather shelters are open this evening. Please help us get the word out. All right, we'll be starting at about 2 p.m., so we will see you shortly. There is going to be some goodies. This is going to be a great meeting today. Hopefully you can come down. You got plenty of time to come down, so we encourage you to do so. All right.
Did you get it?
No.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're going to get started at 2:15, but I just wanted to invite everyone to have some lovely refreshments courtesy of Gather Together, Grow Together. Just hang out, talk, visit, eat, and we'll get started at 2:15. Thank you so much for being here.
Where's my name at? Where's my name at? I want to make sure that I'm muted.
Well, you're not.
In my.
Hi, everyone. This is Katie. I'm talking to those on Zoom. I was wondering if you could chat on the screen, if you could hear me, and we want to make sure the audio is coming through. Thank you. Audio sounds good here. Thank you so much. We just heard that as well.
Bye.
Again, hello again, everyone. I just wanted to let you know, I think there's these little like pieces of papers for you to recognize someone who is doing awesome work to support any of those people that are living unsheltered or just vulnerable in Kitsap. And we'll do little recognitions in between presenting the awards. So if you're looking for a piece, if you want to recognize someone that you work with or someone you know doing great work, you can come up here, write their name, what they've done, put it in the basket. Put yourself to refreshment. We'll get started in 10 minutes. 5 minutes. Sorry, 5 minutes. You can hear me. I don't need to use a mic. Okay, everyone, we're going to go ahead and commence the celebration. Thank you so much for being here. My name is Lisa Lechuga. I am the KHHC chair. And before we get started, I would like to introduce the team that has been supporting all the work for the coalition to get together. Over here, I've got Katie Sharp. She is now the vice chair of the Kitsap Housing and Homelessness Coalition. And we've got Priya Cherry, who is the secretary of the coalition. They do amazing work. And we have a backup support team as well that has a lot of community knowledge. So I'd like to introduce Leif. Everyone, hurrah. Leif maintains our website. Bridget Glasspool, who is okay, I just have to press the button really hard.
Can this work? Yep, don't push the button. This out. Hey, Lisa, here you go.
Okay, and thank you for those that are participating virtually. We're glad that you're here to celebrate. Okay, so let's get right to it. We're gonna start by presenting awards. And so the plan, if you haven't heard it, is to hear and celebrate and cheer for all the good work done in our community, and then to hang out afterwards and eat the beautiful food that Gather Together, Grow Together made for us today. Okay. Also, I want to celebrate everyone, and although we're recognizing 8 individuals or organizations today, if you know someone that is doing great work in the community and you want to recognize them, we will try and acknowledge that between awards being given. Okay. I'm going to change up the agenda for those of you who are watching our script, and we're going to start with our second award. This award is the Innovative Project or Program Award. This is honoring an innovative, impactful project launched in 2022. And the awardee is Pendleton Place, and it will be accepted by Bridget Glasspool from Kitsap Mental Health. And I'm going to do a little write-up. So come up, Bridget, and remember I said to turn around and receive all the graces from this community. So named in honor of the late Lloyd Pendleton, Pendleton Place is the first large permanent supportive housing complex for Kitsap County adults who are chronically homeless with severe mental illness, addictions, and long-lasting health conditions. The 22 million project is the result of 6 years of work and an extraordinary community partnership between Kitsap County and Kitsap Mental Health. Pendleton Place currently houses and supports 72 people. Bridget, would you like to say something?
I was around in 2016 when Lloyd Pendleton made the challenge to our county and been a part of this project from the start. And I'm just really happy that we finally have the first permanent supportive housing project in our community, and we're housing the most vulnerable, and they're doing amazing things. This is Cameron Collins, and she is our Pendleton Place manager.
I just want to say that I'm really grateful. I've been with the Pendleton Place since August of this last year, so I wasn't there when the doors opened, but I plan on not going anywhere, and I love what we do and all the support that we get from the community, so thank you.
And this is your award. Sorry, this is my first one, so it's a little bit bumpy. Can I get a volunteer to take pictures? I didn't prepare for that. Oh, thank you, Marwan. And another round of applause for Pendleton Place. Okay, next up is our Community Impact Award. This is honoring a person, project, or organization demonstrating extraordinary community impact. And the awardee is God's Broken Home University. Is Monk Tupai in the house? Yeah, come on up. Okay, Monk, this is for you, and I'm just going to read a brief description, and then you can share some words with the community. God's Broken Home University works alongside youth in an uplifting manner in order to ensure a more positive future for all. We are the shoulder to lean on and offer ears of acceptance. They say we provide mentorship and life-building experiences, and their mission is to ignite power and knowledge to inform youth that opportunities are limitless. God's Broken Home University services include youth mentoring, supportive reentry, and community service. They're nominator recognized. They are out there making a difference in our community and reaching out to their youth. Thank you, God's Broken Home. And Monk, if you have some words to share, the mic is yours.
Hey, everybody. Was not ready for this speech, but I'm grateful. I wish my parents were here. You know, a lot of this really began with them. In 2020, we started our nightly feed. So we're just feeding people who are challenged or are facing homelessness. And man, I don't got too much to say, but I think that at GBHU, we really just try to model what love looks like in community. So, you know, you can count on us to be there and, you know, out there doing the work. So is it okay if I let close?
This is my first time making a speech. Okay. For God's Broken Home University, like Monk said, it's about the love that we give, the love that we share, and the love that they give us. And when I say they give us, I'm talking about the youth, because there's so much love in their hearts, they just don't know how to access it yet. So just know that the love's not gonna stop, and neither is GBHU.
So I first met Gary, with 2 R's, in 2012 when I accepted a position with Kitsap Community Resources. Even then, his work with his clients was exemplary. In social services, it's very easy to fall into scripted responses and recycled narratives. Gary would listen to whatever a client was willing to share and interject or direct as needed. Every session received individualized attention based on the client's needs. These efforts did not go unrecognized in the veterans community. Gary would often have clients that would just stop by out of the blue just to check in. There were also times that the trust that Gary was able to instill in his clients would become a barrier for the rest of the staff because some clients would only speak directly to Gary and refuse assistance from anyone else unless they received the okay from him. I had the opportunity to fill in for Gary for a very short time, and he really has shoes that are not possible to fill. Even while he was laid up with some serious injuries, he was always available by phone for questions and checked in every day to see how I and his clients were faring. During this time, clients would come in to check in on his progress and just to make sure that he was okay and send him good get well messages. Some fun facts about Gary. Gary has extensive knowledge about military process outside of his program. He can make a referral to some unknown corner of the armed forces so you can avoid an infinite maze, and knows the appropriate paperwork you have to bring to get the request, because we all know the military loves triplicate. New clients are greeted with a handshake if accepted, and thank you for your service always. Gary has a pen and paper system that he uses to track his program, and it is more reliable than any database that the state has forced us to use. The numbers have been checked and compared. Gary knows his clients by name and is able to recall their stories and histories, including when the last time they were seen. Congratulations, Gary. I'm glad you're finally getting the recognition that you deserve.
Okay, and that Gary, he received the Exceptional Service by a Staff Member Award, honoring a dedicated staff member doing amazing work on a daily basis. I'm going to take a pause and just read some of the things that you shared about people that you work with that are doing great work. Okay, we've got a shout out to Kitsap Community Resources Housing Director Carla Foster. Great mom and human. Let's give a shout out to Carla, everyone. Okay, another recognition, Patience Crop, HSC Heart Outreach Coordinator, goes above and beyond to help people become sheltered, gather information, and help reduce. One more. This is a shout out, Carla, that you might need to tell us more about, to Risha Thomas. Does that make sense to you? Okay, I see two.
Microphones. Sorry, Lisa.
Risha, okay, pardon me. Okay, and one last.
I think it's just going off. I'm using this one over here. Sorry, Lisa. They can't hear us on Zoom if we don't use a microphone. So I want to make sure that we can. I don't know why they keep going off. I want to say there's a reason, but I have no idea. So you have two. So let's see what happens.
Okay. All right, this is how these things go, everyone. Technology doesn't always cooperate, and that's okay. The next shout out is to Keisha Thomas. She is amazing, an amazing housing case manager, and she fights for her clients. So Keisha, thank you. Oh, don't get too comfortable. Katie, it's your turn to come up.
Hi, everybody. As you might be able to tell, we're having microphone issues. So maybe we'll take 5 and figure that out instead of pushing through. Thank you. Testing. Can everybody hear me? Okay, everybody, we're back. Okay. Can everybody hear me on Zoom? We can hear you if you talk. All right. Thank you, Lisa. I'm glad we kind of figured that out. We're wired up now. Hopefully we have no battery issues after this. When I first met Marwan and learned about G2, it was on air, actually. I had just started my new role as communications manager at the Bremerton Housing Authority and was asked to fill in for our executive director on the regular Conduit podcast, discussing all things housing with KCR. The podcast is live and unedited, which may feel a bit intimidating at first, but he made it a very comfortable and an easy experience. He made it okay to talk about things in progress without making it feel too formal or final. I immediately understood what Gather Together, Grow Together was all about. Marwan and his team are there to make others feel comfortable and feel like they can handle whatever comes their way by providing services, connections to resources, and information in accessible ways. In addition to facilitating conversations with community partners, Gather Together, Grow Together, also known as G2, works with individuals and families who are often faced with challenges that cannot be overcome easily. They provide transportation, meals, case management, and various other services as they come up. When they see a need, they do their best to find a solution. When the severe weather shelter program needed a transportation service, G2 worked with the county to ensure those sleeping outside had a way to get out of the cold and dangerous conditions. I remember in December when the ice and snow made the roads extremely hazardous and we had to postpone this awards ceremony, G2 was still on call to help. This is just one example of many showing how everyone at G2 goes above and beyond to be where they are most needed. I know I wouldn't be as confident as I am today talking about available services for those facing homelessness and housing insecurity without working so closely with G2 and everyone here at KHHC. Thank you to the G2 team for making accessibility of services and information a priority and making such a notable contribution to our community. I am proud to present this 2022 Community Impact Award today to Gather Together, Grow Together. Although I know they are all working triple duty today, providing us food and broadcasting and taking photos, I'm hoping one or all can come up here and say a few words.
I don't even know where my team is. Where are they? In the back, they're hiding? All right, they're hiding. We appreciate being acknowledged and recognized. We turned 5 in February of this year. It's been a long, hard 5 years, as you know. Starting an organization on your own, out of your own pocket, is scary and terrifying, and most businesses fail within the first 5 years. Add COVID into it, and it's a miracle that we're still here. But we continue to thrive and strive, and the only reason that we're able to do the work is because of all of the great people that make G2 G2 and make it what it is. And really what it's about are folks, we say that we are the clients, right? We're low income, we've been unhoused, we've been justice impacted, we've had these experiences, and so we want to be able to give back to our community, and that's what we do. As Katie, you did such a glowing presentation, I won't go any further, but let me get back to my job and keep doing what we do. Thank you, and appreciate you.
All right, we've got our mics fixed. Thank you. I'm going to share a couple more recognitions. As a matter of fact, I'll share one, and then I think we have a couple virtually. And I don't want to add complexity, but we have a lot of people participating virtually as well. And maybe we can do a little like shot of them saying hello to all of you later on. Okay, another recognition, Bremerton Food Line. They help our clients and are very helpful to me as a staff. Let's give a helpful, welcoming hand to Bremerton Food Line.
Okay, we have a shout out from the Zoom chat from Michael Aichi. I'm so sorry if I'm mispronouncing your name. It's a shout out to Jessica Campbell with Housing Resources Bainbridge. She works tirelessly and constantly, not just to help our low income tenants and prospective tenants, but also to the entire staff at HRB. Thank you, Jessica.
One more shout out. This is to Matt Garrett. While no longer with KCR, is still serving the homeless in the Pacific Northwest and has put his heart and soul into his work and deserves all the recognition he would never ask for himself. So let's give a shout out to Matt. All right, and we've got our next award coming up, and I'm going to pass the mic over to Bridget.
This award is for Volunteer of the Year, honoring a volunteer who dedicated their time, energy, and compassion to the community. And the awardee is Roland Arbor for the Severe Weather Site Manager. Roland here today? Not see him. Okay. I met Roland my first year with Project Connect almost a decade ago, then had the pleasure of working with him on the Tiny Home Project. I was impressed with his knowledge and passion to help the less fortunate in our community. Roland is a steadfast, hardworking, dedicated volunteer. He is a regular participant in the Kitsap Homeless and Housing Coalition. He plays a vital role in the management of the Port Orchard Severe Weather Shelter site, ensuring that people have a safe place to get shelter from severe weather in the community. Additionally, he does public service through his involvement with the Port Orchard Lions Club. If a volunteer opportunity exists, it's likely Roland will be involved. This year, he also prompted the Kitsap Homeless and Housing Coalition to prepare for the Project Connect and contributed his services to those that attended.
And we will get that award to you, Roland. He could not be here today, but he is very involved in this work. Okay, a couple more recognitions and shout outs. This is a shout out to KCR's outreach team, navigators, and housing case managers. The unseen time and effort is appreciated more than they know. Big love to them all. Let's hear it for KCR's outreach team.
We have another shout out from Jasmine Castorina. Shout out to all the team at 1201 Park Ave, doing what needs to be done day in and day out. Seconded by Janae Jenkins. Everyone at KCR and Housing Solutions has been amazing to us at Benedict House. Well deserved.
And the last one for this round is Carol Roca. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. Case manager for Kitsap Rescue Mission. She is on fire for her job, her clients, and really improved intake process. Thank you, Carla.
Impromptu. Yes, so which one am I presenting first? Sure, yes. This award is for our fantastic Sheriff John Giese, who's with us in the audience today. When the executive team was reviewing nominations and thinking about who we wanted to honor this year for elected official of the year in support of homeless programs, Sheriff Giese immediately came to mind. Since the day he was appointed and then reelected, He's been a constant supporter of the work that we do. He himself showing up on panels to talk to the community about the intersection between homelessness, substance use disorder, and law enforcement, as well as having an incredibly supportive stance from all of his staff, supporting the Homeless Encampment Outreach Action Response Transitions Team, the HEART program. He was able to expand the community outreach program. So instead of just having one community outreach person, now we have two, who often goes out with the HEART team to deliver resources and make connections out in the community to people living unhoused. He has just been a huge supporter of the Pacific Building Shelter Project. We get a lot of pushback in the community from neighbors who are concerned about that project, and Sheriff Vesey has stood up beside us many times and assured the public that this project was not going to present an immediate danger to them and that the sheriff's office was behind the project all the way. So we are incredibly lucky to have a sheriff in our community who is so supportive of our efforts. And it is just my great honor to honor you today, Sheriff Vesey, with this award.
Well, first off, good afternoon, everybody. I am really so honored to be receiving this award. And, you know, I like to think that, you know, it takes a village to do anything. And I want to give a shout out of my own to some really special people in my organization. First off, David Woolner and Sean Montague, they're our community resource officers. Yes, absolutely. They're the ones out there working in the homeless encampments and doing good work, compassionate work too, trying to get people on services and help. My chief of corrections, Penny Sapp, she is an awesome progressive lady who has a good mindset for what do we do to help people if they come to jail? How are we going to help them? How are we going to get them connected to services once they leave? And helping her are Mary D. and Regina Avery, who are reentry specialists that help people. They're in jail and they're getting out of jail. Let's see if we can get them into housing or keep them connected to addiction services or other things. So a lot of great work and very compassionate people. And, you know, one thing that I can't say that I came up with this, but, you know, it's really true. When you talk about big problems like unsheltered homeless, addiction, mental illness, untreated mental illness, often we're not the first responders, we're the very last responders. And we've worked hard and we will work hard to be connected to our communities and our community partners to really serve that purpose as far as what's best for the people, what's best for the public to help them. Being arrested and incarcerated is not usually the best for everyone. So we are all in for trying to come up with creative solutions. So I really do appreciate working with everybody here in the room and getting to know everybody here in the room. And thank you for the award.
Thanks. And you're up again, Kirsten, but I'm going to read some, or maybe you could read some shout outs, your preference. We've got a few in here and we'll toggle if they have any like virtual recognitions.
Excellente. So this is a shout out for Kitsap Community Resources, the entire organization doing amazing work. Oh, we have a shout out for Northwest Justice Project, providing free legal consultation to tenants facing eviction. Awesome. I have gotten to know NJP and they do amazing work. So that's awesome. Do you want me to do all of them?
One comment, I'm going to count this as a shout out, but from Melissa Pittenger saying Sheriff John Vesey also served as a guest reader at bedtime books at Bethany Patriot Day edition in Port Orchard. So we'll count that as a shout out.
Excellent. Well, I also get the honor of presenting a special award this year. This is not an award that is one of our traditional awards that we give out. And I'm just going to take a side note pause here and say how amazing it is to look out and see all of you in person. One of the last events that I remember attending before the pandemic started was this very awards ceremony 3 years ago in this very room with many of you sitting in the audience. So it is pretty amazing to be here again, looking out at all of you, our whole community coming together, people who have been here for a long time, people who are brand new. It's just really remarkable. And when we came up with the idea to do these awards 7 or 8 years ago, it was because we were recognizing that we didn't often enough take the opportunity to celebrate the work that we do. It just is so hard and so challenging every day, and people are doing such an incredible job, and we barely ever stop and say, hey, we're doing really important, impactful work, and we're doing a great job at it. So that is the purpose of these awards, and it's been awesome to see how it's grown, and some amazing people have been nominated and awarded over the many years, and we're here again to do that today. So very excited to be part of it again. So back to the regularly scheduled programming. I am here to present an award, which, as I said, we don't usually present, but when, again, the executive team was talking about the awards this year, we just had to recognize that there has been some extraordinary work done during the pandemic, absolutely above and beyond, excelling way beyond what anyone could have ever imagined that we would be doing. And I want to acknowledge a couple of organizations that have done this work and aren't necessarily part of this award. But I definitely want to give a shout out to the Salvation Army, who has gone above and beyond over the last 3 years, providing shelter on an ongoing basis, very difficult circumstances, amazing partners, and also Kitsap Rescue Mission doing that same, providing shelter. Both of those organizations stepped up when we called them and said, we are really worried about our unsheltered people living outside in the middle of a global pandemic, and we don't have enough shelter beds. Can you help us? Both of those organizations, the Salvation Army and Kitsap Rescue Mission, stepped up and said, yes, we will help, and we will do things that are far beyond what we're currently doing, far beyond what our regular scope is. We will respond to the needs of our community, and they've been doing that in an amazing way. And I was looking just the other day at the statistics of how many people have been served and how many bed nights have been provided. Just in the last year, it was upwards of 30,000 bed nights, and somewhere around 1,000 people have received, and that was just in 2022, have received assistance through those 2 shelter programs. And I also want to acknowledge the Kitsap Public Health District. Anyone from KPHD in the room? They have also been an extraordinary partner to all of our organizations throughout the pandemic, providing guidance, test kits, masks, resources, whatever we needed, help doing the things that we were doing to try to help people stay safe. And I just want to give them some acknowledgement as well. All of your organizations have done extraordinary work. I'm not able to call out every single one of them, but I did want to just name a few that I have appreciated in particular. So this award is really a new one, as I said. It's the Rising to the Challenge Award. And it is an unusual award because we're actually sort of presenting it to a whole group of organizations. We have one organization that's going to accept the award, but there have been a huge number of organizations that have made our Kitsap Eviction Prevention Assistance Program successful. This is a program that was launched when we got funding through the federal and state government to try to prevent the huge rise of evictions due to people not being able to pay their rent, due to being financially impacted by the pandemic. And we sat down at the county level and said, oh my gosh, our budget is usually $3 million. Now we have like $20 million. How in the world are we going to get this money out the door into the hands of people who need it? And we were able to call again on a number of community partners who rose to the challenge and have just done an extraordinary job over the past 2.5 years, distributing this funding to landlords on behalf of tenants who were not able to pay their rent. In terms of impact, we have distributed almost $30 million of eviction prevention assistance since the beginning of the pandemic, benefited about 4,000 households. And this number is what I find most striking. 70% of the households helped are earning 30% or less of area median income. So we were able to reach the households that needed the money the very most. I am gonna call out the names of the organizations that participated in the Kitsap Eviction Prevention Assistance Program. And if you were part of that organization, if you wouldn't mind standing up, that would be awesome. So Kitsap Community Resources. Yeah, stand up if you were part of that effort. Yeah, come on, Carla. Yes. Stay standing, stay standing. KCR folks, stay standing. Bremerton Housing Authority. Any BHA folks in the audience? Yes. Housing Kitsap. Housing Kitsap. Coffee Oasis. Coffee Oasis. Hope 360. Gather Together, Grow Together. Kitsap Immigrant Assistance Center. Mount Zion. Partnering for Youth Achievement. Surviving Change. Foundation for Homeless Poverty Management. Kitsap Legal Services. Justice Project. Dispute Resolution Center, and the amazing Housing and Homelessness Division staff. This has been an enormous effort by all of these organizations coming together in a way that we have never seen before, and each playing a critical role in making sure that we were able to help a lot of people stay housed. So I think we're presenting this award to Carla, who had an especially important role in coordinating the bulk of the distribution through Kitsap Community Resource and her amazing RAP team. But all of you who are standing, all of you who are part of this are really deserving of this award as well. And we couldn't be more grateful for that work that you've done in our community during these extraordinary times. I think that concludes my portion today. Thank you so much. It's been awesome to get to present these awards.
Thank you, Kirsten. You're my favorite government. I usually say bureaucrat, I'll say worker, and my favorite MC ever. Okay, we're gonna do a couple more shout outs before our last award. So this one goes to Julie Pyatt, runs the Eviction Protection Program for Kitsap County. Someone recognized you, Julie. Let's give a shout out to her. Any more online? Okay. This is a shout out to Gather Together, Grow Together, Stephanie, Rob, Marwan, and the team. Thank you for your good work in the community. And another shout out for Matt Garrett. Matt Garrett, he was a pillar of strength during the pandemic and a great advocate for those who need a voice while obtaining housing or experiencing housing insecurity and homelessness. Thank you, Matt Garrett. I hope you're watching. And I'm going to bring Bridget up here. We're going to present the last award for today. I'm going to do a little dual award since this is a very special person.
So our last award is the Sally Santana Lifetime Achievement Award, honoring a person who has demonstrated extraordinary effort and impact on the homelessness over the course of their life or professional career. Very proud to say our nominee is Cheryl Piercy. As chair of the Kitsap Homeless and Housing Coalition, Cheryl kept the coalition afloat during the pandemic. She drafted agendas, facilitated meetings, updated the free meals and resource guides, and offered referrals to anyone that reached out. I met Cheryl almost a decade ago when I entered social services in Washington State. She is a person everyone strives to be like. She is dedicated, passionate, and touches so many lives. She is a wealth of knowledge of resources and of history of services in our community. Cheryl has dedicated her life to helping others. She is never one to give up. She rolls with the punches and keeps it moving until she succeeds with any obstacle in her path. I'm honored to give this award to Cheryl, not only as a community partner, but as someone I could call my friend.
Well put, Bridget. Okay, so Cheryl, this is me to you. I met Cheryl in 2018 when I became involved with the Kitsap Housing and Homelessness Coalition. The library, the organization that I work for, was observing increased homelessness among library patrons and people living in vehicles on library grounds. And we were working on a project to increase awareness about housing insecurity in Kitsap. To learn about the issues, I started attending the coalition meetings. I get lots of questions from the community. How do I learn about what's happening when it comes to the housing and homeless situation in Kitsap? You attend our coalition meetings on the third Wednesday of the month at 2 p.m. So I started attending and consulted with many dedicated, caring coalition members. Cheryl was one of them. And I noted that Cheryl had lifelong experience. She looked like someone who knew what was going on. She supported people without homes and with an assertive voice about caring for them. And when I reached out to her, she helped me to connect with other coalition members. She gave me great advice, and she was a cheerleader to me and my team on this project so many years ago. At least it feels like it, because it was just before the pandemic. Cheryl is a lifelong advocate for people experiencing housing insecurity and all the challenges she faces. She is a cheerleader for them and for any person that works to support them. She is a great community partner. She makes me laugh. She loves animals, and she motivates me to continue her excellent work in the community. Please join me in giving Cheryl another round of applause. Would you like to share some words? Yeah.
Really sweet. If anyone was blessed to know Sally Santana, anytime you can have anything connected to her, it's pretty sweet. And thank you for remembering me. I took a year off. This is my first time back to the world. So this is sweet. So thank you. Keep up the good work. I love seeing all the work that keeps going. That's what keeps me going, is all this great stuff keeps happening, and that makes me happy. So thank you.
And thank you to everyone for being here today. For our award winners, Cheryl, you have to take pictures. Sorry, that's part of the deal. I'm gonna put the mic down. I don't know if it's possible to show the gallery of people that are participating, but maybe those of you that are online can take yourself, put yourself on camera and just wave. We see you, we know you're here, we know you're making the time to celebrate with all of us. So thank you. I'm pointing at the wrong camera. We see you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being part of this virtually. We have plenty of snacks. Enjoy yourselves. Let's visit with each other. We have till 4 p.m., I think, to use the Norm Dix building before the city council meeting starts getting prepped. So thank you so much. Let's have fun and eat.
Okay, everybody, thank you so much for joining us today on the Conduit. This was the 2022 Kitsap Housing and Homeless Coalition meeting and award ceremony. A lot of fun, great seeing people in person. I don't know if the next meeting is going to be hybrid or not, but if it is, I encourage people to come down and just socialize, meet other people from different organizations, see what they do in person, and let's just, continue to do the work together. We can always do better, but it is good to acknowledge the work that people do in the community. There's a lot of need out there. We just kind of continue to press forward. So, on behalf of the Kitsap Housing and Homeless Coalition, I am Marwan Cameron. This is The Conduit. We'll see you tonight at 5:30 for City Council. All right, everyone. Bye-bye.